the evacuation site will be overpopulated and thus we can question the safety of that area. Next. Or the Deputy Prime Minister has stated that it is safer to leave the area since there will be less casualties and less injuries. Let me go back to my point that I have said that there are more people there. They are staying in one area. You're cramping them up in one area. Wouldn't that mean that those people who have transferred will be a major problem to the people, to the locals who already live there? He has stated that the people are highly vulnerable. Later, the people are highly vulnerable. That is a very general term, ladies and gentlemen. If they were vulnerable there, would it make a difference if they were vulnerable in that evacuation site? We go to my points. Later. First, this will affect the feelings or the emotional stability of the people who have moved to evacuation areas and to the people who are living in evacuation areas from the start. One, they would be bribed, just leave their homes, where their livelihood has started, where they have lived for years. They would be insulted if they were given a sum of money just to leave that area. Also, if the people in the evacuation area would suddenly receive strangers later, if they were suddenly given strangers, they would be pushed in that area. Wouldn't you feel insecure? Because there are even hundreds of strangers staying at your home where you have lived, where you have set your stand. Second, the tourism rate declined. If a disaster-prone area was, let's consider it's a popular tourist spot, would it really help the economy if we close down this area because it's disaster-prone? Ladies and gentlemen, the right to choice. If you were given the right to choice, you know the casualties, you know what's going to happen, but why do you still do it? It is your choice. You are given the right to control your own body, to control your own sources. Also, it is the government's job to ensure these choices, ladies and gentlemen. It is also the government's job to protect the people, that's what they have said. However, their proposition or their solution to this problem is very vague and destroys their model. Why? If they were cramped up in an area, I have said, if a bunch of strangers were cramped up into an area, wouldn't they feel insecure? Would the crime rates of that certain area increase? Before I go on,
you mentioned about us cramping them in evacuation site. Well, if you listen to the Prime Minister's parameter, she said about transferring them to permanent housing and not cramping them in evacuation sites.
Ladies and gentlemen, where do these areas stay? Where do these private housing stay? Of course, to the area where they want them to be evacuated. They're given another house. People, later, if the people were given another house, if they were given, the people would stay there. What will the locals feel? The government, and after the government, how will they convince the government? How will the government convince them that they are being unfair to the locals in the first place? And how sure are you that the locals will be okay if hundreds and hundreds of strangers will barge up into their area, into their homeland, ladies and gentlemen?
We do not really see that they are strangers since disaster-prone areas are of course in one community.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's say the disaster-prone area is Loon, and you will be moved to, let's say, Baclayon. That would be interfering to the Baclayon people. Would they really want strangers from the Loon area, the people they don't know, to destroy their neighborhood? The economic boost. Excuse me? Economic boost? More like economic decline. Because the tourism rates decreasing, how would the economy grow? Ladies and gentlemen, let's be practical. What have I told you so far? One, the chance of